Welcome to this video. David here, and here we're going deep. So we're exploring what is spiritual awakening, what it really is, and what is it this thing we're supposed to be awakening to. So if you've been chasing spiritual awakening in some way, shape or form, maybe you're still feeling a little bit stuck. Well, let's explore that, and I think there is a reason for that. In fact, I know there is. And it's because if you explore this stuff enough, then you will see when you look at the ideas and concepts and the teachings about awakening that they're not really about awakening at all. They're unfortunately spiritual ideas. They're kind of traps that actually keep us and you firmly locked into 3D reality, which is not what they're supposed to do. And today I'm going to be looking and at showing you what real multidimensional awakening is, what it looks like, and it's quite a deep exploration. And I'm also going to share a really fun practice that's going to help you prove this to yourself. So do stick around for that as well. So if you want to go deeper, then do subscribe to the channel. That's my invitation to you. And like the video if you enjoy it. If I earn that click, then that's great. And if you want to go deeper into conscious creation, then this is for you. So what is the spiritual trap I'm talking about? Well, if you think about it, 99% of the gurus that we see that teach, they can't actually take you any further than physical reality because they've never been outside of it themselves. They've never been further than physical reality. They've never been further than 3D reality. And for me, having been and had out-of-body experiences since I was 3, which is 56 years ago, my awakening was early on in my life. I was very lucky to have that. It's given me a unique perspective that I want to share in this video. And also, having taught thousands of people in my healing center over the years, I can tell you that the experience of going beyond physical reality, that's the real awakening that will allow you and anyone who has it to understand reality and yourself in a completely new context. You wake up to something very different. Now, most of the teachers that we see have never actually been outside of physical reality often enough, or if at all, to recognize what this thing called awakening is. And I am going to show you how you can use dreams to step outside of it and to awaken consciously. In my experience, unfortunately, a lot of these teachers simply talk about the same ideas as everybody else, and it's actually more kind of psychology than spirituality. And then we're told that it's the way to enlightenment. But the fact is, it's definitely not. I mean, enlightenment doesn't exist, but so what's real awakening? Well, awakening for me, in the context I'm sharing, it's not detachment. It's actually the direct experience of your multidimensional consciousness. It's a redefinition, a direct redefinition of what the soul is. It's not an abstract kind of spark floating above us or anything, but it's an experience of the larger identity, the self that uses consciousness to create this reality, but it's actually far too vast to be expressed in one lifetime or one reality. Real awakening, then, is an expansion of conscious awareness created by direct personal experience beyond the 5 senses. It's the conscious experience of being immortal and physical at the same time. Awakening is the recognition that physical reality is our own construction, because you go outside of it, you can look back at what it is. And so when you actually awaken to those ideas in direct experience, which is what I'm hoping to help you do, you realize reality is a multidimensional experience, so are you. Time is not fixed, it's a construction of our unique consciousness created by us, and that our consciousness actually exists outside of physical reality and outside of time. You also awaken to the experience that this reality is a state of consciousness. We're in our minds right now, our broader minds. It's not a physical environment, which is where science is also leading to. And once you've been outside of physical reality, I'm afraid the idea of angels, numerology, astrology, sacred symbols, rituals, all that kind of stuff, it makes no sense. Or in fact, they're put into a much deeper context where you can let them go. And I can promise you that no one who's had any types of awakening experience ever attacks anyone or puts anyone down. It's a conscious awakening. It's a conscious experience of all that is, that we are all part of all that is. And the truth is, you can experience this for yourself. And you can do it in a way that will prove to you that the spiritual ideas most people are sharing are simply 3D guesswork. Understandably, they're based on limited experiences of a much deeper reality. but unfortunately they'll keep you trapped in a very small environment and a small mindset. And most amazingly, you're going to wake up to the direct experience that you are creating this life in the same way that you create a dream, which is why I wrote the book, The Dream We Call Earth. And the good news is dreams are actually a key, one way, a really great way for you to experience true awakening, I'm going to call it, to show you how to use them exactly to do that. So how do you start to awaken, really awakening, to expand your consciousness outside of physical reality? Well, the first thing is you need to drop all the ideas about spiritual development. It's a tough one, I know. People are very attached to them, but if you can, drop as much of them as possible, all of it. Accept, if you can, the truth that your identity is not limited to the physical environment alone. And you can experience this before death, I promise you. You recognize that you're not your body, that you exist as much apart from your body as you do in your body. Okay, think about those. And then before sleep, for a few days, invite your deeper identity to help you really truly awaken up to the true nature of your identity. So it's an invitation. Don't push it, just invite it. You might keep a little book by the side of your bed to write down any dreams, but it's the experience that you're looking for. And also in your awakened consciousness, invite your psychic senses to show you a much broader view or version of reality. And over the next few weeks, the experience of this invitation, then I guarantee you'll begin to deepen it. And let me know how you get on. Pop any questions in the comments. And one last brutal reality check, but the videos on signs of awakening, like you see angel numbers ringing in your ears and all that kind of stuff, that's just conscious creation. They're not really signs of awakening. They're signs that you create your own reality. And if you rely on those types of signs, you're just going to keep you firmly held in 3D reality, looking at numbers and numerology. But if you really want to awaken, you want to go outside of physical reality, then you need to take a different journey. And part of that journey, if you want, could be to join the school group completely free of charge, where we can get deeper into this. And if you want to go further, I'm happy to answer any questions in the comments. So remember, if you have been struggling to awaken, maybe now you can think about who is doing the awakening, what am I awakening to, and what's a process can I actually use to do that, and that's using your dream consciousness. And if that interests you, like I say, comment. If it resonates, please do like the video, and also maybe join along on the channel, where we're going to explore actually how to have those experiences and not just pay lip service to ideas that keep us trapped. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed that. Take care.